こんにちは、ゆうこ先生です。Have you ever wondered why Japanese people sometimes say 行く, sometimes 行きます, and sometimes even いらっしゃいます? These are not just different words, they show different speech styles. In Japanese, speech style changes depending on who you are talking to, and what kind of relationship you have with that person.Today, let's look at the three main speech styles in Japanese: casual, polite, and honorific. I will explain when each style is used and which style is the best place for you as an adult learner to start. Let's start from the very beginning. When Japanese children first begin to speak, they learn casual style first.That is because casual style is the speech style we use with people who are very close to us, such as family members. So young children use casual style with almost anyone.
行く
And it doesn't sound rude. They are still children, and people understand that casual style is the only style they know at that stage. In the same way,Adults usually speak to young children in casual style too,
行く
because it is the most natural style for them to understand. And as children grow older, they gradually learn when to use polite style, especially with people outside the home. By the time most children reach their mid-teens, they usually understand the basic difference.They may use casual style at home or with close friends, but they begin using polite style when they speak to people outside the home, people they do not know well, or people who are older than them. Then, as people move into their 20s, 30s, 40s, and beyond, more and more of their daily conversations happen in polite style.Polite style is used in most adult-to-adult conversations.
行きますか
行きます。
You can use it with people you work with, people you have just met, people at shops or restaurants, and people in most everyday situations outside of your very close circle. If someone is still a young adult, especially if they are a student,They may still use casual style with people around the same age. This is one reason why you hear a lot of casual style in online games and anime. These situations are often casual, emotional, and centered around close relationships. But outside of those limited situations, adult speakers use polite style in most everyday situations.So if you are an adult learner, polite style is the safest and most respectful style to use. Now, you may hear some people say, polite style does not sound native-like. In one sense, that can be true. When Japanese people speak in the polite style, they fully utilize their Japanese skills with different expressions,tones, and natural variations. So when the beginner uses a very simple polite style, it may not sound exactly like a native speaker's Japanese. But please think about this for a moment. Native speakers have years of experience speaking Japanese and a huge amount of vocabulary and cultural knowledge. On the other hand, as a learner,Your Japanese is still limited. So at the beginning, I think it is much more important to learn phrases that are useful, safe, and appropriate for you as an adult, rather than trying too hard to sound native. The purpose of communication is to understand each other and to connect with people. Japanese people are not judging whether your Japanese sounds perfect.What matters much more to them is that you speak with respect, kindness, and thoughtfulness. especially kindness, is highly valued in the culture. And that is why I recommend you begin with polite Japanese so that you can communicate respectfully as an adult. You can always learn casual ways of speaking later as your Japanese improves. On a side note, there's one important exception. Sometimes mature Japanese people do use casual style with another adult outside their family. This usually happens when they're talking with very close friends from the same generation, and the key point is when that friendship began. As you can see here, these women are now mature adults, but they may have become good friends when they were a lot younger. In other words, their relationship began in a casual style in their childhood or school days. In Japanese culture, the closeness built in childhood or during school years continues for life. So if two close friends spoke in a casual style when they were young, they continue to use that style with each other even in their 30s, 50s, or 70s. This is one of the limited cases where adults may speak in casual style outside their family. But aside from these long-term relationships, adults usually use the polite style in everyday social interactions. Now, let's talk about the honorific style. Honorific style is used to show a very high level of respect. It is often used in business settings, especially when companies or staff members speak to their customers or clients. Honorific Japanese is very complex. It even uses different expressions depending on whether you are talking about yourself or talking about someone else. So beginners do not need to worry about the honorific style. Let's focus on becoming comfortable communicating in polite style first. This basic system applies to both men and women. Casual style is mainly used by children, young people, or people in very close relationships. For adult men, just like adult women, polite style is usually the safest and the most practical speech style in everyday Japanese conversations. Now, there's one more type of expression I want to include here. These are not exactly full sentences clearly directed at the another person. They are quick reactions that naturally come out in the moment. In a way, they are partly spoken to the other person and partly spoken to yourself. For example, when someone says something and you react with 確かに or なるほど, you are not making a full polite sentence. However, these quick reactions are very common and natural in everyday interactions, and they do not sound rude in polite conversations. They can help you sound more engaged even when you are speaking in simple Japanese. So for adult learners, the safest and the most practical starting point is this combination. Polite style for your main sentences and quick reaction expressions to respond naturally. This is the approach I use in the Japanese reactions pack. Many learners study grammar and vocabulary for a long time, but when someone actually speaks to them in Japanese, they don't know how to respond naturally. They may understand what the other person said, but they are not sure what to say next. So in the Japanese reactions pack, I teach you simple, warm, and respectful reactions you can use in everyday conversations. These are short phrases that help you show you are listening, respond with warmth, connect with empathy, and express surprise naturally. You do not need to sound perfectly native. Instead, let's use your precious energy to communicate with warmth, respect, and confidence. If you would like to practice these reaction phrases with me, you can find the Japanese reactions pack through the link below this video. Inside the pack, you will get a PDF with the phrases and the examples, plus MP3 audio files so you can listen and practice at your own pace.
I see. That makes sense.
なるほど。I hope the Japanese reactions pack helps you feel more comfortable responding in Japanese, one small phrase at a time. ではまた次のレッスンで会いましょう。